always like looking for other people to love me kasi hindi ko alam kung paano mahalin sarili ko. A lot of people would say that you kind of have to be single all your life to learn. You have to be alone forever to be able to heal. But you will not be able to heal the relationship wounds unless you're in a relationship. It wasn't sparks everywhere. Yun yung belief ko about love na parang it has to be hard for it to be worth it.
Ano yung tips mo para sa mga taong gusto mag-cohabit, mag-live together? Welcome back to the School of Bliss Podcast, where we learn things that schools don't teach us. I'm back! And grabe, parang naging regular nang meron akong guest sa podcast. And a lot of people are requesting this. Plus, ang hirap kayang monologue, guys. Ang hirap kausapin sarili. And today's guest is also like that. Monologue siya most of the time. She's a really good friend. She's a client. And at the same time, nagkakilala kami because she interviewed me in her radio TV show before. But more than that, what I really liked about this person is her thoughts, and she's just full of wisdom. That's why I'm so excited when she said visit siya ng podcast namin. Oh my God, please guest on mine, diba? Parang wala akong plano mag-guest, pero bahala na, iset up natin dito na meron tayong pag-guest bigla. Kasi I know you guys will learn so much about her, with her thoughts. Parang sobra talino to babaeng to. Naglalakad na kami kanina, papunta dito sa taas. And yet, grabe na yung mga insights niya. Parang, oh my gosh, girl, same talaga tayo. So, let's all welcome Joelle. Newly married. Grabe. So, how are you?
Ang saya ako naman na mag-guest ngayon. Realize ko pala, no? From the radio, from my own podcast, and then now, I'll be I'm excited.
It's your first time to guest on my show.
Yeah. Pero habang naglalakad na nga from the parking, ang dami na nating chika. Pwede na yung podcast.
Yun
yung nag-inspire sa
yun na yung podcast
today.
namin. Yun na yung topic namin today.
I love it.
Our topic today, if you can see it in the title, it's all about modern dating. It's all about, right now, ano na ba meron? Kasi si Joelle, perfect to because she's newly married. And guys, sobrang unconventional yung, tama ba yung term ko? Unconventional.
Yes.
Yung wedding niya. Like, she posted, she's married. Done. Tapos na guys, wala na kayo magagawa. Tapos na.
Nag-year-end memory, nag-year-end post yung mga tao. Ano ako guys, sorry. Ano yung sa akin?
So parang, oh my gosh, have you always been this way? What's your story on relationships?
Oh my God.
What's your, background in
Malandi talaga ako ever since. As in 4 years old.
Pag maganda talaga, ganun.
The thing is, I never grew up knowing na maganda. Yung ganun, that concept. In fairness sa nanay ko. As in, we had that conversation a few years ago. Sabi ko, Ma, never mo sinabi sa akin na maganda ako. Never. Hindi naman niya sinabi pangit ako. To be fair naman. So, it's never lang niya. Parang, and then she was like, when I asked her why, parang she was like, I know, I just didn't want it to I didn't want to make a big deal out of like looks and stuff. And it was like, in fairness. So, never had that concept. So, merong mga nagka-crush na. I was like, bakit? Kasi wala sa isip ko na, wala. Pero yun nga, 4 years old pa lang malandi na ako. Yung first crush ko, first MU ko na rin yun.
Wow!
Ganun
At
ako
4 years
kalandi.
old.
Oo.
Okay.
Pero good girl ako kasi ang agreement namin ng mom ko ay pwede ako magka-jowa 16 years old. Pero lagi na ako may crush since then. I grew up inhaling Disney shows and rom-coms.
Okay.
So like
Prince Charming.
Yeah, I've always been in love with love. That entire concept. Like, yeah, Prince Charming kind of messed me up for sure. Yung mga expectations natin na wala problema natin, yun yung goal. That was something I had to unlearn definitely over the last like 5 years of my life and realizing na maybe I think I need to be my own savior first before I allow more wonderful things in my life, while also exploring the fact na ang saya lang din lumande and exploring other people's journeys, their stories, while also seeing how it works in sayo. Ayun siya. So that's in a nutshell. Malandi talaga ako. Kasi people would try to say, landi mo. Pero bakit? Oo nga, malandi nga ako.
Gusto ko yung confidence mo na talagang, kinikerry mo lang. Iba kasi pag sabi malandi, huy, grabe ka naman. Hindi naman. Ikaw talaga, tama ka dyan. Wala din ako.
Kasi, like, you flirt with other people. When you learn how to flirt with other people, you learn how to flirt with life also. So parang nagko-connect lang din siya. Kaya masaya.
Anong biggest learning mo in your dating life?
My God, I think the biggest, most impactful thing was I didn't have to put myself to too much heartbreak to be able to learn these lessons.
So, ilan ba tong heartbreak na to?
Yung mga tipong for the plot lang na ginawa ko para lang ma-experience. I lost count how many tiny and large heartbreaks.
Okay.
Pero okay lang. At least, I get to talk about them now through podcasts, through TikTok, through whatever channel that we have that we're able to talk about it. Na parang, okay, we have these experiences, parang it's helped me be vulnerable as well. And
Right.
give people like someone na parang, ano, so hindi lang pala ako mag-isa. Lang pala needed pala siya. Yung ganun. So may value din, even if like at the expense of putting myself, like hurting myself a little too much then.
So you didn't, I like that, you didn't need so much tuition. Kumbaga, tuition sa pag-ibig, no? Pwede naman palang konti lang.
Yeah.
Same with any, I think, aspect in life na hindi mo naman kailangan ang daming gym na itry para maging sobrang sexy pala, di ba? Hindi mo rin naman kailangan ng maraming scam incidents to learn about money or lose your money, di ba? And all of that. And I love that. It's, I think, before you get to that, kailangan talaga na clear ka na meron ka natututunan sa about experience na napagdadaanan mo. And maybe the reason why, especially in a relationship, it's always just a pattern.
Yeah.
Until you learn the relationship, it will always go back with a different person, in a different person.
Yeah, you're just dating the same person with a different face and different name. Totoo siya. Kasi lahat tayo, actually it fascinates me really meeting different people and finding out about their personal like patterns, dating patterns. And it's like, ano, parang it won't change. Like it will always be the same unless you're like actively ayoko na.
Na-gets ko na yung lesson.
And then
I got it.
actually make the decisions there. Kasi iba din yung gets mo, pero kung hindi ka naman nagbabago ng
Correct,
decision.
correct. And that's what happened to me as well. When I started dating, na single talaga ako, parang I started dating, pare-pareho yung nangyayari na hindi marunong mag-commit yung mga tao. Tapos ako, I would, make, parang I would assume about it, and, the same heartbreak for the same heartbreak, different people. Same reason.
Yeah.
And I realized na parang, hanggang sabi ko na talaga, nagdasal na talaga ako kay Lord na, Lord, gets ko na po.
Okay na, mag-give up na po.
Naintindihan ko na, na-attract ko yung mga ganito, kasi ito pala ako, ito pala yung ginagawa ko, ito pala yung action. So ngayon, what can I do next? I think that's important that we learn, and then, moving forward, ito na yung gagawin ko. Yeah. So sinabi ko na, okay, what can I do next? The next person I will date, I will not date this person unless clear yung intention. Kasi pag hindi, ay, mag-aasahan lang tayo as friends, tapos heartbreak, diba? Yeah. So sabi ko, kung may next ako madedate, Lord, bigyan mo ako nung bibigyan ako ng clear intention. Diba? And that's when I attracted Alec. Because I knew already what I needed to heal, what I didn't want, what my red flags are. Nasabi ko, okay, pag mayroon na ganyan, hindi ko na talaga tanggapin. Diba? Parang automatic with you, kung nakuha mo yung learning.
Oo. Pag ready ka nang kunin yung learning na yun din. Iba rin kasi.
So, curious ako. Sabi mo, marami kang dating experience, ganyan. Parang, what made you say, okay, yung magde-date na talaga ako, date to marry na ako? Or nagka-ganon ka bang state, kaya ka naghanap ng boyfriend?
That's interesting. O nga, no, I think I have the pandemic to thank for like actually forcing me to slow down.
Forced dating, stop dating na to.
Kasi I've always been, parang there was like almost 10 years of me being in a relationship. As in, overlap na serial monogamist, yung ganon.
Okay.
So that was a huge chunk of my 20s. And then coming out of that, repressed na si ate girl mo na never pa nakatry ng iba, like dating different people. So I went from that, from being a serial monogamist, always in a relationship, to just meeting and dating so many different people. And at my heart's expense na rin. Kasi parang, it was fun, definitely. Pero, hindi ko rin i-deny na may parts of me that I would also lose and like, kind of just put aside because the goal was to experience. And parang I had to wait for myself, I'd force myself in situations na alam ko naman, kita mo naman na hindi na talaga dapat eh. Alam mo naman na hindi na tama yun eh. Lahat ng mga red flags are there. But you're still, kasi matigas ang ulo ko and I'm holding on to the possibility. Oh my God. Yeah, the possibility of what could happen. And when the pandemic happened, na tumigil ang lahat. And I was like, okay, maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm done like swiping through and then meeting. As in, finifill up ko talaga yung schedule ko.
Talaga?
Yeah, I'm meeting different people, talking to
Saan
them.
Saan mo nakikilala to?
Bumble.
Okay.
And like, I was trying to understand, bakit takot na takot mag-isa? What's going on here? And with the pandemic, and then, na talagang nag-stop ang lahat.
Mag-isa ka ba during the pandemic?
Oh, well, I was with family,
Okay.
definitely. But it was a time na walang trabaho kailangan isipin and everything. So I had the time to actually be like, teka nga, huminga nga muna tayo at i-process natin. Bakit nga ba? Hinahabol natin tong mga to, and then may mga, ang hilig ko pang bumalik sa mga exes first in some way, in some shape or form. I mean, lumalandi na ako ng bago, tapos meron pang natitirang konting with exes. Like, I could not completely like break free from it. So, I had that time during the pandemic to process and like sit down. I also, ang dami kong healing things na mga pinasukan. Nagpataro, all kinds of readings, also even theta healing, which I've explored as well. And then all these journaling, healing, YouTube stuff, and every understanding why. And when I got to figure out why I was chasing so many things, parang dun din na connect na, okay. I'm always like looking for other people to love me kasi hindi ko alam kung paano mahalin sarili ko.
Ooh.
And that was like, bakit ko, I go, great lengths to have other people love me for, so, love me because I don't want to. And nung nag-snap yun and realizing, wow, I hurt myself so much because I don't want to love myself. Like, what kind of thing is that? How could I do that to myself?
It's called self-sabotage.
Yeah.
You self-sabotage through getting hurt. Diba?
Yeah.
Because you can't accept that you need to start loving yourself.
Oo. And also like...
Or maybe wala lang just sa idea. Kasi minsan wala siya sa consciousness ng tao na dapat mahalin ko yung sarili ko. Hindi ka naman gigising one day at sabi mo, I need to love myself, And I like that. I like that you, when you really sit down with yourself and really caught yourself why all of this is happening for the past 10 years, no?
Yeah, so yun.
And then what happened?
Yun yung pinrocess ko. So it was all at the same time happening, and then trying to figure out din, kasi sabi ko, wala naman akong like intense trauma from childhood na parang hindi naman ganon. So but then even the smallest things na I guess yung seeing how other people would relate to each other growing up and seeing different relationships, parang syempre inabsorb mo yun as a child. So yun yung belief ko about love, na parang it has to be hard for it to be worth it. You have to go through so much and stuff like that. And
okay.
And when I eventually got to unlearn that, na parang, hindi naman pala kailangan dumaan sa kung ano-ano para doon. Like, it can be easy. The kind of love that I want exists somewhere. And it was right in the middle of that na nag-decide na rin ako to be like more intentional with the people I talk to. Hindi na siya, let's fill my schedule. It was more, okay, sige, let's talk, let's see. And then, dun ko rin nakikita. Kasi I still had some quarren flings pa rin. Pero dun ko na
quarren flings?
Yes.
The next generation won't know what that is.
Ang luma na pala nung ano na yun, no?
Kasi, that's so 2020.
Yeah! So, it was through these things na dun ko na napapansin, wait, no, bakit ako kumakapit sa taong to? Hindi ko naman siya kilala. So, it was through that, parang I was learning while also unlearning parts about myself. And dun ko na nako-correct din. Kasi, diba, a lot of people would say that you kind of have to be single all your life to learn. You have to be alone forever to be able to heal. Which is true naman. It's important to have time for yourself. But you will not be able to heal the relationship wounds unless you're in a relationship talaga.
Right.
Kasi doon talaga bubukas lahat ng sugat. So, it was through that. And then, saktong through the peak of the theta healing sessions and everything, at na doon ko na rin na-meet ang jowa ko. And it was very unremarkable even the way we met, na parang he was the most meh person I matched with. Hindi naman boring, hindi rin kadire, yung gano'n. It was more like, it was okay. It wasn't sparks everywhere, but it was...
Hindi siya love at first sight. Okay.
And my younger self would be bored of that already, na parang, wala, nothing, gano'n. But I was like, this is different. Sige, let's explore this more. Parang, and then, being more intentional with what I was looking for na rin, na ayokong kung ano-ano na lang. And then, it was a build-up lang of getting to know this person as I got to know myself din. Na parang, okay pala to. Pwede naman pala to. And then, realizing na, okay, the kind of love that I want does exist. And it's here. And it like, I remember being so scared nung nag-start yung relationship namin. Sabi ko, bakit ang dali-dali nito? Bakit? Ganun?
May mali.
Kasi ito, natatakot ano to, nangyayari dito, bakit ganyan? But, 3 years in, and then like 3 years in, and we're married already, parang, pwede pala. It can happen. Like that kind of love isn't just in movies. So
I'm so curious because you said you became intentional from, dating, filling up your schedule, to being more intentional with dating. What's the intention part na parang I would date to marry, the next guy I would date would be, or you serious, parang be in a relationship with, kasi dating is a different thing,
Right,
pero the person who I will be in a relationship with next would be the person I will marry. May ganun ba? Or like, you let it flow?
Actually, yeah, no. I wasn't looking to marry anymore. It was at that point. Kasi, coming into my 30s na, syempre, your pressure na parang, dapat kasal ka na and stuff like that. For the first time, nung hindi na ako na-pressure enough, and I got to let go of my fear also of dying alone and all these things and the abandonment stuff.
Okay.
Wala. It was more like, okay, I just don't need the person anymore to validate. I want to make connections. I want to meet people and see them for who they are, not for what I want them to be. Ganun na siya. Not really with the intention na I'll meet you and I want to get married, but it's more like, sige nga, one at a time. I will take the time to get to know you. If it ends, I'll be sad and then let's carry on with life. Pero hindi siya ganun agad. Or maybe out there, parang yung actions were there, pero baka na-order ko na. Baka na-order ko na rin. Nasabi ko, someday, partner, it's like this, like this, like this.
Right.
And then I met my partner. Tapos nung binabalikan ko yung mga notes ko and stuff like that, I was like,
Match!
Nag-alay na pala siya, pero hindi ko na siya actively hinanap.
Right.
Like, yung consciously, if that makes sense.
That's what intention is all about. The intention really is, pinapasok mo sa subconscious mo na, this is what I want. So, automatic, sasabihin na niya sa'yo na, okay yan. Yeah. Parang ganon. Intention is not putting it as a goal every day. Or yung parang, okay, today, magbabumble ako. Today, hahanap ako ng lalaking kamukha ni Prince. Ganito. Diba? Hindi ganon.
Hindi siya nakakapit na.
Right. Hindi ka, it's surrendering to your intention na alam mong in-order mo na. Alam mong hiningi mo na. Kumbaga, guys, pag nagpunta kayo sa Starbucks, nag-order kayo, hindi kayo, nag-order ko na, let's say, nag-order ka white chocolate mocha. Pagdating sa dulo, baka yung dumating, caramel, or matcha. Or pina-follow up mo na. Asa na? Hindi, diba? When you set out your intentions, you trust that the universe and God, or whoever you believe in, will align you to the right time that you get that. If it's for you. Diba? So, it's waiting for the right time as well. So, gusto ko yon na hindi ka na gigil. Yun, that's a term. Nawawala yung gigil mo pag nag-set ka na ng intention. Yeah. I think the reason why people are not manifesting their dream relationship is because there's gigil. Hindi, kasi dapat ikasal na ako.
And fear also.
May fear, may gigil, na parang, I have to get married because I'm turning 30, I have to do this, I have to do that. But once you let go, and you let intentions, lead you, ganyan nangyayari. Kasal ka na agad.
And it's so annoying when you think about it, no? Parang, bakit kung kailan gustong-gusto mo, hindi bibigay sa'yo, pero pag okay ka na hindi mo makuha, tsaka siya darating. It's so annoying, but like, smart.
You started trusting.
Yeah, but it works.
Yeah, it works, diba? So, kung medyo, napapansin mo parang gigil ka, yung parang date here, date there, baka naman, kailangan lang,
yeah, and then,
slow down.
It also helps to kind of go and explore that gigil din. Bakit ba gigil na gigil? What is this I'm trying to avoid, or what is this I'm trying to have right now? And when you kind of get deeper into it and understand na, kasi ganito, this is probably a deeper reason why, you tend to be kinder na rin to yourself because there's understanding.
Right.
It helps in that way as well.
Curious ako, so you dated your husband now, and what made you say, okay, kasi I know you guys started living together as well. What made you say na, I think this is the time na, I think we need to live together na. Parang ganyan.
Oh my God.
What was the thought? Kasi parang, coming from being a serial dater, hindi ko alam yung tawag Pero diba, parang after having so many relationships, big and small relationships, parang, what made you say na, okay, ito naman yung next mistake kong gagawin. Itatry ko naman tong part na to, diba? Parang, what was that thought in you?
Ooh, because that was something I have not yet done naman. So, there's like a part of me pa rin na, sige nga, explore natin
okay.
Let's see if it's gonna work out in that way or not. Let's see what's gonna happen. Kasi I was afraid before. There's like a Libra side of me that will be like, will not be able to decide. So, I was like, okay, this seems fine. We were like, 5 months into officially dating.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 months na kami magjowa. And the pandemic also, I also needed a different space at the time.
What year was this? 2020?
So that was
ganyan?
early 2021
okay.
naman. Yeah.
21, okay.
Yeah. And parang nagtatrabaho ako, tas ang ingay nung space and I needed somewhere else to work in, to live in, ganyan. Tapos siya rin, he was limited by his, parang circumstance as well. So like, you wanna try? And I didn't wanna waste any more of my time getting to know someone na hindi mag-work out in whatever way. Parang pakita mo na sa akin baho mo.
Correct.
Oo.
But did you have also that risk in your mind na parang, what if hindi mag-work? Tapos nag-live-in na kami.
At least, okay lang. I mean, it's a year. At least I'll see it na. And dahil nga medyo I've kind of let go and I'm okay na with like not getting married na eventually and just like living my life. Parang, sige, let's see. If it doesn't work, edi at least alam ko na. Iyak ako for sure, pero ilang beses na ako umiyak, kaya ko na to. Yung ganun.
Okay.
And it worked out really well because we were able to see how, oh my gosh, this works even more. Oh wow, these are the tiny things that like would annoy you typically, but it's not. Bakit? Why is this working out so easily? Ganun pa rin siya.
And sa ano yung tips mo for people who are weighing, should we co-live? Cohabit? Should we cohabit? Pinaganda nila guys, live in.
Mag-live in na tayo.
Diba? Pero kung ano yung tips mo para sa mga taong gusto mag-cohabit, mag-live together, and try. Not necessarily because you're gonna get married, but those who are, wanna try and see kung match ba talaga tayo.
I think it's important first na dapat may sarili ka ng perang kinikita. Yun din, I mean...
Yes, slay. I like that. That's the best tip.
Oh my God.
Tapos na.
Yun na yun. That's all you need. Yeah, kasi dapat sa sarili mo yung finance systems mo are good. Because I think it's gonna be a mess if you within yourself yung parang mga financial habits mo are like whack. And then you join. Kasi honestly, medyo nagulo ng onte. Yun yung mga bagay when we joined. I was like, oh my God, I had a solid financial system. When we moved in together, trying to figure out expenses, bakit di na natin to dalalang? Teka lang, I do not like this. Let's fix this. Ganon. Kasi, when you involve another person, magbabago yung systems, mag-arrange kayo, mag-adjust, and that's important to have a solid thing there. And kung hindi man solid on your end, sana mas magaling yung partner mo so that you can work on it together and learn from them.
Okay lang din naman kung may isang magaling.
Yeah. Na willing to learn ka rin dapat. Kasi
Right.
ibigay lang sa kanya yung like the load of that, right? And I know in this like traditional sense, Asian culture and stuff na parang it's still like medyo taboo pa rin. I remember my mom had to, my parents were like, okay, for the record, we don't really like agree, but like sabi ko, ay wala namang divorce dito sa Pilipinas. I'm just gonna see it now. I wanna see if this will work out. If not, edi babay. Yung gano'n. Hindi ko patatagalin to. Kasi I think the concern din naman there is like, baka forever na lang kayo live-in tapos hindi na mag-extra.
Yan yung mga in-inculcate sa atin na fear.
But
Okay.
I really wasn't worried about that either. I was like, I just want to see for a match in as far as like the living situation is like concerned. And have the conversations then as to why. Yung parang, why are you moving in together? Ano yung purpose ng pag-explore nyo? Is it, kasi some move in together out of necessity, parang kailangan makatipid lang, ganyan, tapos napilit na premature. Some really want to because they do want to take it the next step. So, or some gusto mang bakod lang, yung ganon.
Sa inyo, it was?
It was, it's partial necessity because pandemic, but also we wanted to see na lang din as well if the relationship could go beyond what we thought it would be. Na parang, let's see if
but there was no conversation around, we're gonna get married din naman eh.
No, it wasn't
wala pa.
there yet.
Okay.
No, it
so,
wasn't
okay
there.
lang pala.
Yeah.
Mag-live in or live together if hindi ka pa talaga clear.
Yeah, because how can you see it din naman if you're not sure? I mean, there are situations din naman where you can't see yourself living with someone din. And that's also a sign na rin, honestly, na why can't you bring yourself? That's a conversation that you have to kind of explore as well. So, may ganon. Because I think if there's too much pressure din, baka parang you're holding on to what something should
hindi
be.
pwede nag-live together na kami. Kailangan ito na yon.
Oo. But it helps to kind of, that's why it helps to be clear with why you're coming into this. Ano yung goal nyo?
Like
after a year, after the 6 months, 1 year lease ba? Are you, like, ano yung mga dapat
Is this just a
na-achieve?
trial?
Oo, ganon. And I get also why a lot of people think na, hindi naman tinatrial ng marriage. Okay lang, and then do that. Don't. Huwag ka mag-move in together. It's fine.
Huwag nyo na pakinggan to.
Oo, huwag na.
This episode is not for you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay lang, magpakasal na kayo, go. But for those who want to see, kasi ang daming mga bagay that you won't really see unless you see and live with the person 24/7 talaga. The tiny habits, yung mga little things about like cleanliness and yung habits and values when how they move around with life then and budget. Kailangan, I think
and
that's
hindi
very
naman yan
important
because,
to see.
hindi naman yan because masama yung isang tao or mali siya, but because it's just the
If it's a
culture.
match. Oo.
Na ganun yung kinalakihan niya. And
Yeah.
ikaw, may iba ka ring annoying things. I mean, ako, hindi ako perfect.
Wala naman.
Diba?
Oo.
Meron din ako mga annoying habits, parang ganun, diba?
And
Na,
if you could live with that.
Yeah, if you could live with that, that's a term.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ay,
and
tama,
then,
walang bad. There's only like, is it a good match for where you're
are you
at?
willing to, like, ano ba, parang, are you willing to, like, hindi naman sacrifice, but more of live with that?
Oo. And
Willing ka ba? May willingness ka ba?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Either that, your willingness to
Compromise,
like, accept that
that's the
or
word.
compromise.
Yeah.
Or like if it actually works out din. Kasi merong ganun din na parang gaganon na lang everything, like for the most part na it works out together as a team. And then okay na makita mo na. Or if not, at least you see it now.
Right.
Some people avoid that kasi out of the fear na baka mag-break. Pero bakit ka natatakot na mangyari yun? Eh di at least para makita mo na agad if it's a good match or not without wasting your time.
Tsaka it talks so much about how you look at your relationship. Kapag iniisip mo, break up. Para sa episode, you have to listen to my episode kay Joelle. Break up agad.
Break up agad yung gusto. Bakit?
Bakit? Pag ganun yung option mo, pagka option siya, if break up is an option, baka may something kang kailangan i-address sa relationship.
Yes,
diba?
exactly.
Okay. And what, parang you were talking about it kanina, no? Sabi, parang wala. We got married and it's the same, di ba? What are the good things na nangyari because of you live together?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Ano yung fruits, benefits?
So, I mean...
cost?
Cost and yeah, well, so cost, yeah, definitely. Parang nakatipid na. And because I feel safer just knowing that our habits, our good and bad habits work well together. Alam na namin kung anong trabaho yung kayang gawin ng isang tao within our, like, ecosystem. Household. That's so important kasi ang daming galit or like resentment na nagbe-build up because like one person doesn't do the laundry or something like that.
Right.
Those tiny things are part of how you go through every day. So being able to know what system works for us before getting married was such a good thing. So like, I mean, it hasn't been a while. It's only been like over a week since we got married. Pero it doesn't... Marami pang pagdadaanan, sure. Because obviously, we're still gonna change. But it's nice knowing and seeing lang din na, okay, at least yung habits natin and yung values and what we want, it's kind of the same, match na yung mga trabaho sa bahay and all of those things. And that helps a lot. Oh my God. So, yeah, that's the biggest, like,
so parang
benefit talaga.
less adjustment phase.
Oo,
this time.
wala talagang adjustment phase. Yung may singsing ka, huwag mo walain yan. Yung gano'n. Sa ngayon na. And yeah, just because like, you know din na may kasama ka, may partner ka going through it din. And you know already how this person, like wala nang surprises as far as like, where you're at now. And then you go through it together kasi meron na kayong parang built-in SOPs when handling certain things that arise. Ganun.
Wow, interesting. So, those of you who also want to look into, living with your partner, if these are the benefits, why not?
Oo.
Diba?
Yeah, and syempre, because you're like dealing with the financial stuff and everything, parang there are a lot of responsibilities. You also kind of learn the consequences of every decision that you make. You do that with yourself, you do that together, and then you see kung paano kayo nagta-troubleshoot and handle these things as well. So, sobrang importante niya.
Kumbaga, dyan mo talaga malalaman yung compatibility level. Diba? And si Joelle, alam niyo, hindi lang sila magkamuka. Sobrang compatible nila. Parang pagkausap mo, pareho lang sila kausap mo. Diba? Parang magka-brain sila talaga. Magka-brain sila. Parang interconnected na sila. And I think, yeah, that's why, no? Right now, she's married.
Yeah. But I guess one thing na lang din na parang a trap that you should not fall into, no? For those who consider or who are in this situation, never lose yourself. While magkamukha kami, magka-values and stuff like that, we still take the time to have our own things. Kasi the trap would be to kind of just meld into each other and just living life together. But remember, you're your own person still. Don't lose that. You're still gonna go through different like stages of your life. So
Career-wise also.
Yeah, so get to know that part of yourself. Para naman mas marami kayong bago
What do you
din.
do to be with yourself?
Yeah, so I take trips alone.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
something
did. Last year.
Yeah, last year.
Ang tagal nun
Yeah. So I've been taking trips without my jowa. Partly because
Di ba mahirap?
I've learned to kind of like find the joy in it and the excitement there. Kasi, I mean, yeah, it would be great to do that together. Pero in fairness, dun kami nagkakaiba kasi ako sobrang lakwachera talaga. Ako siya, he prefers like playing games and staying at home, which is great. So at least meron kaming samin pa rin. And then we come back with all these stories, all these new realizations, which is also really wonderful. And yeah, tapos parang hanging out with friends also, it helps to still have those little things separate. You know, magkita pa rin kayo with other friends, that's fine. But also, like, take time building your own personal relationships. Para may baon ka lang din.
Right. Para may bago ka din. May exciting stuff ka din to share in your day-to-day conversations.
Yeah. Kasi also, coming from an experience kung saan sobrang dami nangyayari sa akin dating-wise, like, the excitement of, like, meeting different people, it's gone. But I've kind of transmuted that into experiences in life na lang. So, ang saya pa rin. So, I'm like, it's so still
Would
exciting.
you still do that now that you're married?
Ano?
Parang you'd travel alone, you'd still... Oh, really?
I told him that. Sabi ko, so okay ka lang, no? Kahit magpakasal tayo, babiyahe pa rin ako. I mean, syempre may mga trabaho pa rin na kailangan gawin and stuff. But you're fine with me traveling and doing my own thing pa rin. I think I need this for myself at least once a year. Ganyan.
Wow.
Tapos yun yung agreement namin. I'm like, okay, see you!
Okay, it's a yes.
Yeah. Let's do that!
Let's do this. It's a match.
Yes.
Wow, I like that. Ang gandang insight nun that you still, even for if you're married and you're listening to this, make time for you. Don't lose yourself in the relationship.
Yeah.
Because the most important relationship is your relationship with yourself.
Yes.
And if you can't take care of that, you can't take care of the relationships around you. Most especially with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? So, any last tips before we end this podcast
Oh
episode?
my God.
Paano kung, magtatanong na lang
okay,
ako.
go.
Paano kung hindi kayo nag-live together? Would you have the same relationship right now?
Feel ko it would take a little longer. We'd probably not be married yet. Yeah, if we didn't, I would take so much longer trying to see if we would match. Because, like, yun nga, since wala tayong divorce, it's hard to kind of jump into that right away. So, I will take the time to learn this person, like, how our relationship would work as well. Pero, oh my gosh, I can't even say for sure even. Parang feel ko hindi ko kakayanan ng hindi may experience.
Muna check to that level.
Andun eh. Yeah, so I wouldn't even know. Parang feeling ko, I don't even know if we're gonna continue pa if hanggang dun lang din. Because it's that important for me to see kung kung nag-a-align. Right.
Yeah, again, it's circling back on what's important for you. Because for some people, it's important to, not live together during the start of the relationship. But if for you, again, intentions and your purpose of doing it, and now, kita mo naman.
I'm her.
Diba? If that's the result, if you're happy, then go do it.
Yeah.
Parang stop just looking around what others will say about it.
Yes,
wow.
Exactly.
Last message for my besties.
Oh my God, hey besties! Yeah, kung ano man ang status ng puso nyo, enjoy the ride. And it helps talaga to be clear with your intentions in whatever like state your heart is in. Like, it'll save you a lot of heartbreak. Kasi kung intention mo ay to experience na masaktan, sige go lang, at least clear ka. Yung meron kang ownership of the things happening in your life. And when you do have a sense of ownership with everything, edi parang may sense of control ka na, okay, I can make things happen the way I want to. Or like when things don't happen the way I would like them to be, at least there are still options that we can do. Yun. And syempre, always, wag tanga.
Oo, wag tanga. Yun nga yung closing ko eh. Wag tanga. Diba? Yan. So, thank you so much, Joelle. Anything you wanna promote?
Kasal na po. So, off the market.
Wala na pang Bumble account. Charot.
Wala na pang Bumble account. So, fake yun. Charot.
But thank you, Bumble.
Thank you, Bumble. Yeah, so there's more of the relationship, self-love, talk, and nandito on my podcast, Paano Kung, and I'm also on TikTok and Instagram, pretty much everywhere, at Joelle.
Yan. So, if you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow. Kung nag-rate din kayo sa Spotify ko, Spotify ni Joelle. Also, listen to my podcast episode with her at Paano Kung on Spotify.
Yes.
And with Joelle. And yeah, I hope to see you guys on the next episode. Again, thank you so much for being with me, besties, and happy 2024! Bye!
Bye!